What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TretoWithOutARadio. I am your host, Treto. You already know. It's my buddy Renee from the other day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because you're like, what's up, everybody?
I'm trying out new things. I'm teaching them how to groove, man. As you saw on our Instagram Live, I can help you move, I can help you groove, and I can help you do the
worm.
Do the do. No.
Ooh, Mountain Dew.
Ooh.
Brought to you by Mountain Dew.
This episode. Yeah, man, I'm super excited for this episode. Should we just dive into it?
No. Hold on. Let's build some suspense.
The disappointment.
Get it? No.
Ooh, suspenseful. This podcast is brought to you by us, me and Renee.
You thought? Got him. No.
They thought we were talking about something else. But no, really though, this podcast is for people who let the kids watch scary movies and then threaten them later.
Threaten them later with the monster from the movie?
Yeah, exactly. This movie is for people that are going to watch La Llorona next month, but the version the grandma told them is a lot scarier than the movie.
Right? Probably.
Yeah, right? I mean, come on. No. And finally, this podcast is for people that get split up in the theater, have to sit by themselves, and then end up shitting themselves while the scary movie's going on.
Hey, man, you want to tell me something? Did you shit yourself?
We saw Us, right? It was a pre-screen. Right. We got to see it early. What we didn't know is that Renee and I weren't gonna be able to sit together. Mm-hmm. I have a thing about, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have a thing about scary movies in general, but when I have to watch them by myself,
it's even worse.
Oh man, I was sweating, bro. I was dying. Like, so we're there at the theater, and before the movie starts, we have to wait a little bit, just let everyone get to their seats. I was dying, bro. Like, I was so nervous.
You were so nervous.
I was so nervous,
sitting there waiting for it to start.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
So this podcast is for me. No. Welcome back to another episode. I think you're going to enjoy this one. If you've seen the movie, you know how it goes. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. But this episode, I guess, how we break it down is the first 30 or so minutes, we will get into the movie without 30 or 4 minutes. No.
30 or 4 minutes.
Right? 30 or 4. There's
no shit, 30 or 4 minutes, and we're not telling you. Find out.
So the first half, we don't go into detail. We don't give any spoilers out. But the second half, we will warn you. We do go into detail. We do give spoilers. We do talk shit about the movie. And whether it's good or not, we don't give a fuck. Like, we will tell you straight up. So,
cool.
With that on track.
You wanna start from the beginning?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So the first thing that happened,
what? Just give it away.
Not about the movie. The first part of our movie viewing experience, I guess. Because remember when we reviewed Captain Marvel, we were talking about how we never talk about movie trailers, but most of the time we don't have any movie trailers because at advanced screenings they just show the movie, like 7:30 hits and it starts. Yeah. That's it. But this one was different,
man. Not only like a curveball, bro.
Not only did it start late, which I was really disappointed about, honestly,
yeah. I thought they were gonna be punctual. Yeah,
me too. Especially with that lady, she was like all authoritarian. Authoritative. Yeah, and she was like, "I've been doing this for 10 years."
Sit your ass down. I've been doing this for 10 years. That's what she said.
Honestly, and then the bitch couldn't get the show on time.
Right?
Yeah. No, but yeah, we had exactly one trailer for everyone's favorite fucking show, La Reina del Sur.
Oh man, honestly, like, I don't know who set that up, like whether it was a Universal, like someone at their company.
Actually, I am curious if you're watching this video and you already went and you watched the movie in theaters. Did your showing have a trailer for the Reina del Sur in it?
Let us know, yeah. That shit was like Telemundo, like Telemundo, it was all in Spanish too. That's the thing.
Yeah, the thing was in Spanish, English subtitles.
Yeah,
and it was so weird. It was the only trailer that played.
Yeah, it was funny. So as I'm watching this Spanish trailer, I'm thinking in my head, like, man, we literally just said that we don't get any trailers at advanced screenings.
Yeah, and this is the trailer episode we get now.
But I loved it. I mean, I'm gonna go watch the show. It's on every Tuesday at 10 o'clock after.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna watch it.
I swear to God, if it's on Tuesdays, no. But man, it looked interesting. I actually did look up some stuff about the show
for La Reina del Sur.
Yeah.
Welcome to La Reina del Sur episode.
Well, because like they made it sound really weird. How like in the trailer she was like, "Oh, my daughter can't know like what all the stuff from the past and blah 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 blah." So it is season 2.
Oh, okay, that's what I was confused about.
Yeah.
I didn't know if this was like a movie or like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's season 2 of the show, and it takes place 8 years after the first season.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, so then she established a family.
Yeah, so she made a family, and no one knows where she disappeared to. She just, vanished, basically.
If you watch the show, you're loving this right now because you're like, oh my god, yes, I'm so excited.
And apparently now she lives in Italy, and then her daughter gets kidnapped, so it forces her to go back into that life.
Oh.
And
La Reina de Italia. No.
Yeah, I guess that didn't have as good a ring to it.
Yeah, they kept it. They kept it. Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently that's what it's about. I mean,
without going into it much, I thought it was a knockoff of the Liam Neeson
Taken.
Taken. Yeah, it was exactly what it was.
I guess
Spanish.
the first season was a little different, I guess.
Okay.
It was about her, and she was like the wife of a drug cartel leader or something like that.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, the actual actress, she went to go meet up with Chapo. Yeah,
I did look into that after the fact, so you're right about that.
Yeah. But and then there's actually a Netflix documentary on it, that's where I got it from.
Yeah. So that's actually why they filmed the second season in Italy. They filmed it in Italy and like California because she can't go into Mexico. Like legally cannot go there.
Or else they'll get her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting how they worked around that.
Yeah. No kidding. Wow. Okay.
Hey, Reina del Sur, check it out on Telemundo if you guys. I don't know if you're interested in that shit.
Yeah, if you're interested, fuck it. Go watch Telemundo on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock.
Bro,
I don't know why that stuck with me. Yeah,
it's at 10 o'clock, 9 Central. Is that when it's on?
No. Damn, that's a good one. I don't know. I guess we have to wait and
we'll find out. Well, I guess we could probably Google it, but I really don't care enough.
Come over on Tuesday. We're watching that shit. So yeah, that was the only trailer for Us. For Us and the movie Us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun with that.
Yeah. I could tell already. Other than that, I guess Us. For those that don't know, it's by Jordan Peele.
Right. Directed and written by Jordan Peele.
Right.
Sophomore film.
Yeah, same guy as Get Out.
Yeah. Get Out. No.
Leave.
Well, now.
Yeah, and then it's a pretty small cast too. Actually, when I was like thinking about it and like looking it up after the fact, I was like, yeah, the cast is really just the main family.
The main family, and then their friends.
The
family.
So if you've seen the trailers, there's the main family, the mom, the daughter, the son, and the husband, and then there's these the white couple that you see in there.
Yeah.
And that's basically the whole cast. Like everyone else is just kind of like one-off characters,
right.
Really. So yeah, I guess let's talk about the cast a little bit.
So right off the bat, Lupita
Nyong'o.
Is that how you pronounce it? She
enough.
played Adelaide, which honestly, man, and they give it in the trailer, so we're not giving anything away. She played both her role and then
the reverse, the counterpart role.
The kind of which what are we establishing a name for them?
So I was
what
looking
I got
it up.
here is doppelganger, but
yeah, I was looking it up, and they're referred to as either the tethered or the red.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
So I guess we can refer to them as either or.
Okay, yeah. So she played her role, and then she played her tethered role, which are two totally different characters, and I thought that was dope. But everyone did. So did Winston Duke, who played Gabe, the dad. You had Shahadi Wright Joseph, who played the daughter Zora,
nice.
And then Evan Alex, who played Jason, the kid with the mask.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool how they all got to play two roles in one movie.
Yeah, so
they got to really show some of their acting skills,
which is dope because if you're financing the movie, you don't have to pay double. Like you could just,
which I do want to make a point about that as well. The whole budget for the movie was $20 million.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not bad.
It's about 60
like
million.
I got 20 million. Oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Make it right now.
Make two of them.
Wow.
Well, no, because when we were talking about Captain Marvel the other week, Captain Marvel's budget was about $80 million, I think.
Oh my god, yeah, that's disgusting. But then again, that's like, they have a shitload of money, and then on top of that, they got Disney now.
They got
backing them up.
They got money coming everywhere.
That's disgusting. But I wonder what the budget was for Get Out. Maybe I should have looked that up.
I should have,
because I would assume that it was less.
It was,
and then
probably
since he proved
smaller.
himself, they gave him a little bit more to play with.
Yeah, but I mean, and I imagine most of that budget just went to go to paying these guys because Lupita and Winston, Black Panther,
my man. Yeah,
they both had roles in Black Panther, so I thought that was kind of funny.
I thought that was really cool. Actually, Black Panther was on the other day, and I got to see a little bit of it, and it was weird, man. Like this was like Winston? after we saw Us, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I got to see Gabe play the dude with the
I forgot what his name is.
M'Baku, something like that. Two totally different characters, and then like it's dope because they're showing how versatile, like how
versatile of an actor he is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, I feel like those characters couldn't be any more different.
Yeah,
because like his character in the movie,
tough ass, like
in Black Panther is like this tough ass like leader, like I respect the king, but fuck the king.
Yeah,
like this is my tribe. We live on our own terms.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Get Out, he's just like this like. He's like your generic like dad character.
Yeah, in Us.
Yeah, I said Get Out, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He was hidden in the.
Yeah.
He's the bag. He's
just like a generic dad character, like making stupid ass dad jokes and stuff.
And that's what I loved about him, dude. Like he was like every dad, like.
Yeah, and he played him so well. Like both of those roles are equally believable. Like I now believe that he can be like this goofy dad character, or he could be this super serious like tribal leader.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think right off the bat, Lupita and Winston did a really good job.
Yeah,
I think that's what carried the movie really. Because if you think about it, if they sucked, then they're like, all right, this is not believable.
Right, because they're the people with the most screen time, and if they're not selling it,
no, for sure. So I guess moving down, we could talk about the premise a little bit. Again, this is not giving anything away. We could see this in the trailer. I mean, you can look up the trailer now and kind of follow along with what we're talking about. So this family takes a summer vacation to their beach house, right? Shit hits the fan, and then Adelaide's past comes back to haunt
Shit hits the fan.
Dude, like, shit hits the fan so hard where I was like, damn, what else? Like, this is going to happen, and I see this in the trailer, so, okay, shit hits the fan. Now we got a whole, like, hour and a half. Like, what are we going to do,
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about how you mentioned that the pacing of the movie was so well.
Right. I know.
So when shit hits the fan, I was thinking like, damn, okay, now what? But then like it
like
totally.
How are you supposed to hit the fan again?
Yeah.
You already hit it.
Oh man, hit the fan again? No.
Yeah. So that was one of the things that I took away from the movie immediately. Like on the car ride back, I remember we were talking about this. Just the pace of the movie was really, it was amazing. Like it's like. When you're I had compared it to like a comedy bit, or when you're hearing a comedy joke or a comedy special or anything of that nature, where it's a joke, there's going to be a punchline at the end, but it's all about how do you get there.
Right.
Like they have to build it up. You have to get into it, because if all the build up is shit, the punchline isn't going to matter.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job, or I guess Peele did a really good job of doing that. Like.
Yeah,
he builds it up, and then hits you with the horror movie equivalent of a joke punchline.
Right.
And then immediately just starts, goes back in.
Yeah.
And he starts building it, hits you with the punchline, and it flows so well. Like there's no point in the movie where I'm like, well, nothing's happening right now, and I'm losing interest because this isn't relevant.
Right. So everything was so fulfilling. Like there was no like stale moments.
Yeah, it was all building up, and it just carried such a good pace throughout the whole film.
Yeah. No, I thought that was dope too. And I mean, there's a lot of you like me that don't like scary movies, and you're afraid, and like you just don't want to go watch them. But in this movie, even though it was scary, there was those moments where it was like, oh shit, I forgot this is a scary movie. Let me just enjoy this like sunny California like beach walk,
Yeah.
And then you forget, and then out of nowhere again the build up
hits you,
and then it hits you with the scary shit, and you're just like, I didn't see that coming. All right, fuck it. Yeah.
It's like, oh right, I'm supposed to be scared right now.
Yeah. And I thought it was great. What I did like, so speaking of scary, compared to other horror films, I know like take a haunted house on a hill somewhere, right? You're never gonna really find yourself in realistic terms on a haunted house.
That's a real movie, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Haunted House on the Hill?
I think that's
it.
Legit.
Might be, yeah. You're right.
I think that's a movie title.
That's creepy as fuck.
But anyways,
right. So then with those scary movies, this is what I like about Us. you never find yourself on an actual haunted hill house. Like you're not gonna go into this dark ass house and you're not gonna spend the night, right? I'm talking about like realistic. Like if you and I were at a house and it's scary as fuck, I'm gonna be like, yo, dude, I'm gonna get a cab and go somewhere else, you know?
Right. It's not like oh, there's you're driving to a city and there's a zombie.
Right.
You don't keep on driving into the city. A normal person turns the fuck around
Exactly.
and goes home.
Yeah. But what I liked about this film is that it was shot in California, Santa Cruz actually, and they kept everything like super realistic. Like the Santa Cruz boardwalk, you had the House of Mirrors, you had everything like in the movie is like they didn't really make it scary.
Right. It's just like a normal house in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you ever go there, if you find yourself in Santa Cruz, you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's where this is where that,
right.
And like I like that because it was very realistic and like
it made it feel more to me it made it feel grounded. Like,
right.
There wasn't any point like in the Conjuring movies or the Exorcist movies where I'm just sitting there like, okay, well, yes, this is scary, but that's not gonna happen.
Right. At least to me, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah. And this is what I liked about it. It was shot in Los Angeles. The main house was in Los Angeles, Pasadena. So everything was in California essentially. But it was all about
Pasadena or Pasadena.
Ooh, Pasadena.
Because I've always said it Pasadena. Pasadena fork.
Pasadena. I think you're right. Yeah, Pasadena. Yeah. But what I liked about this is like, so the angles and like the music really.
Ooh, I wanted to talk about that actually.
Yeah. So I guess what did you have?
I wanted to talk about the camera work a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel that there was a lot of really cool different shots that he did throughout the whole movie. So the first one that stood out to me was like the 180 shots. So like it started facing this way, and rather than cutting and showing a new shot this way, it would actually pull across. Yeah. So you would see everything in between, and then you're looking at the new thing.
That's dope because it doesn't really they don't shy away from the fourth wall. Like they just literally show everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no that wall like in How I Met Your Mother. You never when they're at the bar, you never see the other side because that's where the camera is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And in this one, they actually go all the way around. So I really like that. And then there was a handful of like shots that almost looked like they were handheld.
Ooh, okay.
So I thought that was really cool to see that in a bigger production movie.
But a very like stabilized handheld. Like, it wasn't like Cloverfield where you're like getting a headache. Like it was very well like
but you could see like the person is walking down the hallway, for example, and the camera like walks with them, but it's not like a straight. It's not like on a dolly.
Right. And aside from the shots, I did like the music. I think the music was very well placed when shit was happening. So for instance, when the tethered people would like move or walk, the way they moved and like the way they like clicked was very well. Come on, people. No,
Come on, people, help me out.
It was like every little sound that the orchestra played or whatever moved well with like the character moving on screen. I don't know how to
I guess a good example of that would be in the movie trailer.
Yeah,
where it shows them in the living room area, and it shows the tethered version of the main character of Lupita's character with her hands on her face like this,
and when she's moving her fingers,
and you can hear like the keys on a piano playing in sync with her movements.
Bro, I just got the chills. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
They do a lot of stuff like that throughout the movie. The composer who did the music, I wrote his name.
Oh, Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Just kidding. No, it's not.
Michael Abels.
Oh, okay.
This is actually only the second big movie that he's done. Can you guess what the first movie was?
Oh, jeez. Get Out. Yeah, I'm assuming. Damn. So he's giving people like their shine too.
Basically, yeah. He's done this movie and Get Out, and those are the only two major movies that he has like listed for him.
That's awesome. That's cool. Damn. I wonder if he's gonna get picked up by other movies. He does a really good job.
He's killed both of these.
I think the movie really played a big role in the movie. Well, when you catch yourself, run that back. I think the music played a really big role in the movie. You know what I'm talking. I'm still scared. I'm still having thoughts about this movie, man.
Oh my god, that was funny.
I guess overall, were you scared? Like when you got home, were you like right before bed? Were you thinking about damn?
I think I did want to mention this. it's a movie that really sits with you, at least with me, because we saw it now on Wednesday. So that was 4 days ago.
Right.
So we saw this movie 4 days ago, and still yesterday, last night, every night before I go to bed, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the movie.
Yeah. And it's not like thinking like, damn, something's going to pop out under my bed, but it's thinking like, okay, this could have been that, and like this is that.
Yeah, so it stays with you a lot.
It does. I think we had a couple of days to digest it, and people that watched it this past weekend, I guarantee wherever you work, Monday morning, that cooler talk, man.
It's going to be the movie?
It's going to be the movie. And that's why I wanted to release this on a Monday, just
so we can be a part of that.
So we can be a part of that talk, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it does stay with you, I think, because it's such a realistic thing that could possibly happen. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I think Jordan Peele does a really good job with...
He does a good job at selling you on it.
Yeah.
So, like, you buy into the movie.
Speaking of selling, and I guess that goes along with marketing, did you see that new poster that they put out?
There's a new one?
So, I guess it's Lupita's hands holding a pair of scissors. And then I saw someone made a post about it that the shape of the first trailer poster that came out was like kind of like those ink, the ones that
I know what you're talking about.
Those ink pictures as like, oh, what does this look like? You know what I'm talking about? That was in a shape of the holes in the scissors, and then they put like comparison next to each other, and it was like, damn, it was so hidden that you couldn't even really notice it, but.
Yeah, and that seems to be a conscious thing that they're doing, because
a lot of
in
hidden
in that trailer, they also have the ink blocks.
Yeah. Oh, that's what ink blocks.
Yeah.
That's a big like coincidence, and it's like, damn, did they do that on purpose? I think this movie was based on coincidences, where it's like, all right, they're fucking with us now.
They even make a point in the movie to say that,
and even after the movie, it's like, damn, was that a coincidence? So I think they did a really good job with that. Which if coincidence scare you and like you have like
if you're super like superstitious,
oh bro, this movie's gonna
trip you out for
days. This movie's gonna super trip you out. I guess since it happened in the trailer, we could talk about it too. Do you remember in the trailer where they threw the frisbee? This is right up your alley. Frisbee.
There's a frisbee in the movie.
You gotta watch it. Yeah. They threw the frisbee and it lands on a towel with a circle on it, and the frisbee lands perfectly on the circle. And then Lupita, or I have to really say her name from the character, Adelaide, was like, "Oh shit, this is weird," because it landed right on the circle.
Right on the circle.
You know, it's like shit like that
Stuff
that happens,
like that.
and I'm just like, huh, those are the small details.
Yeah.
But all those small details put together, it's like, oh shit, this is cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you have any other stuff that you want to talk about before we start getting into the meat of the film? The meat of the film?
The meat of the film.
The meat of the film.
No, I mean, aside from it being a badass movie and like very different from other movies, no, I guess we could just stick the fork in the meat. Let's do it.
Stick the fork in the meat.
Yeah? Nah.
All right.
There's a lot of meat. No.
Cool. Do you want to, I guess, spoiler warning, I guess, if you made it this far?
Oh, that's the meat we're talking about.
Oh, what meat were you talking about?
So we're just okay, because I was waiting for the meat. No,
yeah.
I'm at the restaurant right now waiting for that steak. All right.
So is there anything else non-spoiler related that you want to touch on the movie? So if someone were to stop right here at this point because they haven't seen the movie yet,
I feel like we haven't sold it yet, but it's not our job to sell it. It's our job to review it, right?
That's true. All right, if you were gonna sell me on it, no.
Well, here, buy this pen. No, I would say go watch it without. Well, I guess this is without high expectations.
Okay.
But I don't want you to expect something and then something else. The shit that you might expect is going to be totally different from what's really going to happen. That's what I'm saying. But I would also say don't compare it to Get Out. Because so a lot of people were asking me, hey, is it better than Get Out? And my response was always, well, did you like Get Out? So if they like Get Out, then they would 100% like this one.
Okay.
But if they didn't like Get Out, and I was like, yeah, it's just like Get Out, then they're gonna be like, well, now I'm expecting it to be shit.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's always like a troubling point too, because then people are gonna see it trying to compare it against it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should just see it to see it. Like, if you're interested in if you see the trailer and you're interested in the movie, watch it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, you're not gonna watch. What's a good example? SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Because that's a horrible.
That's a horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, you should watch it because you're interested in the movie itself. You shouldn't go into it trying to compare it to something else that you liked. Because no two things are going to be the same thing. Otherwise, either you're just going to like it less.
Yeah, no two Kanye albums are the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the perfect way to put it, actually.
Oh, there you go. Why'd you say SpongeBob?
Yeah, it's like the difference between graduation and what came after graduation. Is that
808s?
808s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. They're both by Kanye, but they're completely different albums.
Right.
But if you like Kanye, you're going to like Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But if you're trying to hold 808s to graduation, you're going to be disappointed because it's not graduation.
Yeah, now you're going in reverse.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you're listening to 808 expecting, you can't go into this movie expecting to see Get Out.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to tell everyone that asked me about it. Although, speaking of music, if you do like the song I Got 5 on It, man, you're gonna love
hear
this.
it a lot.
You're gonna love this movie. And again, aside from the composed music from the movie, I think they did a good job with picking out songs for that era and for that location, because that's a very California song. Along with the Beach Boys, shit like that, and NWA
and NCAA.
This guy,
you can see where my mind's at.
March Madness over here. Nah. Which are you gonna watch the Duke game later?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game.
I guess by the time they hear this, it had already happened.
So how'd you like the Duke game?
Right? Nah. But yeah, so NWA, all that. I mean, it's a very California soundtrack, and it was dope because it fit perfectly with it. Too perfect though, and we'll get into that when we get into this meat. So like Renee said, if you hate spoilers, turn this shit off. Come back later. But if you've seen the movie, you want to ride this whole wave, then stay tuned. We're gonna hit that pause button, come back, and yeah, I guess let's dive into it.
All right, cool.
All right, we'll be back. Welcome back, guys. Again, final warning: Get Out if you haven't seen Us yet.
That was pretty good.
All right, cool.
That was good.
All right. Yeah. So I guess right off the bat, let's go ahead and dive into this meat. The movie was very eerie from the start. So I want to talk about how they started the movie. And this is with the Hands Across America commercial at the very beginning.
Okay.
So I didn't know that was going to play a big ass role in the movie. I just simply thought they're time setting the movie like, oh, that's an 80s commercial. Let's just put that in there.
That's what I thought that was for originally as well. Because in the commercial it says 1986. Yeah. And that's what I thought it was for. It's like, oh, this takes place in the past. But then, after that commercial's over and they're showing that part at the boardwalk, at the pier. Yeah. And it says the year down there. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's not what that commercial was for.
Right. So then it's like, oh, shit. Yeah. I just threw away the commercial. Like, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, okay, so the commercial was pointless. Yeah. And then I didn't think about it again until it came back at the end.
Right. And I also did like how they threw in, like, the little girl won the Thriller shirt. I thought that was a really cool, like, 80s thing.
Reference of the time.
Which, again, I think that was a reference to, like, the Thriller music video that was very, like, creepy and scary. I think that was a cool, like, little Easter egg.
That was, I forgot where I saw that, but that was actually the point there.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Then
Peele was trying to, it was...
pay homage to
that video of Michael Jackson.
Nice. Cool.
There was one part there that did throw me off, or I guess not while that flash, the background, the part in the 80s.
What, on the pier?
Well, not that part specifically, but then once they went to present time, that threw me off a little bit. Okay. Because in the back, God, what's it called? A flashback?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So in the flashback, it happens in '86, and the main protagonist, what's her name in the movie?
Adelaide. The mom.
Yeah. The mom. Adelaide is roughly 8 years old.
Okay.
And then
were you doing the math?
Yeah, and then
it goes to the math, bro.
And then it goes to present time, So
and she looks young as fuck.
Yeah, and I was really confused.
Yeah,
because chronologically she should be like 41.
Wow. Well, yeah, I guess you could say so, but they never really established how old the little girl was, though.
Well, how
so she
old
could
would
have
you
been
say
like
she was?
I would say like, fuck yeah, like 8, like 8 or 10 tops. But like maybe she was like 6 or 5 or 4 or a big ass 3-year-old. I don't know.
A big ass 3-year-old.
Yeah, like I think again, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They should have at least placed the time frame in like 2010, 2000. I think like 2007 would have been dope.
It was a weird thing that initially I was like, well, that's really weird because she's 41 and she has maybe, the daughter was like what, like 13 maybe?
She had to be like 13 or 12.
She was like in high school.
The kid was like
age. Kid was like 8 or 9, 10, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got me thinking about it more. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool because they pushed forward adulthood to reflect modern society more.
Where you're having kids at a
later age.
At a later age, right?
Yeah, so it kind of it connected. It just took me a second to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
I thought they were pretty cool. Speaking of parenthood, I thought they were really cool. They were cool ass parents because like they're driving around listening to "I Got 5 on
right.
It," and the little kid's like, "Oh, what's this song about drugs?" It's like, it's not about drugs. It's just a really good song. Like,
it's a good song.
Yeah,
don't do drugs.
That's what I'm gonna do with my kids when I'm listening to like 50 Cent or something. Yeah. Or like Drake. No.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool how they portrayed an updated version of an American family.
Yeah, and that was dope. And then I guess you could even take it further into detail when you go back to the 80s. Her parents were like, the dad was an alcoholic and the mom was like trying to do right with the daughter, but like the dad wasn't having it.
Right, you could tell like they weren't really together, but they were just together because they had a kid.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
fucking
what
80s.
It was. But man, that boardwalk scene really, like, again, once I had time to digest this, it really like tripped me out because you see it later in the movie.
The
boardwalk. You see everything that happens, but there was even little details that once I looked into it, I was like, oh shit, that's cool. The Goonies was actually filmed like on that boardwalk in
Santa Monica?
Not Santa Monica.
No,
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Whoops.
Yeah. So, and that took place in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
So, it was dope because in the movie, the mom she tells the husband, and this is in passing, like you could barely like catch it, but she goes, hey, they're filming a movie over there. You should go see if they need extras.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that was paying homage to the director of the Goonies because they're filming a movie in the 80s, and that was
which would have been happening while they were there.
Right, yeah. So I thought that was a really cool tidbit to
builds the whole world out, fleshes it out.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool. So she's on the boardwalk. She walks away from her dad. What kind of 8-year-old walks into a scary ass fucking mirror house? Like,
yeah,
bro.
It's like, so this is what you do, huh?
Okay, so that's what we're doing. Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
It makes sense. I mean, kids, they just want to explore shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, this is cool, and then you just walk in, I guess. But yeah. I feel like she went in because it started raining. Like, well, I don't want to get rained on.
Oh yeah, you're right. It did start raining.
Yeah, and then probably just got curious and kept on walking, and then ran into that fucking owl.
That was scary.
That owl that pops up.
Which like later,
that owl scared me.
That was a scary ass owl. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I don't think I'm ever gonna walk into any funhouse at all. Like now, moving forward in my life. Like I'm telling you, this movie is so like realistic.
It ruined funhouses for you.
It ruined funhouses for me. And we were just talking about it the other episode, Party Like It's 1999. You wanted to do that mirror party. Did. And I remembered that.
So now you don't want to go, huh?
Now I'm not going to your party, bro.
You already RSVP'd.
Nope.
Sorry.
Take it back.
No. Well, there's a $500 non-refundable deposit. So
fuck your refundable.
Non-refundable.
I don't know where I'm going. All right, I'll come. No, but I'm not gonna have fun. No.
I'm not gonna like it.
Not gonna like it.
You're just sitting in the corner pouting.
Right. So yeah, moving down. She encounters her doppelganger, tethered.
Yes.
Tethered.
Her
red,
other.
Her other. That was very quick. They didn't give it much detail on it. I liked how they just moved out of it and was like, oh, your daughter's traumatized.
Yeah.
Like it didn't. It made you forget about it in a sense. which moving down, we'll talk about why you forgot about it.
Mm.
But did you like that? How they didn't go into detail and they were just like, all right, this happened. Now let's go to the psychiatrist. Like,
yeah, I kind of like that because it gets you thinking, and I think that's the main the main point of the movie, and that's when things get the most scary when you start thinking about them.
Yeah. So I guess everything else that happens in between is kind of essentially the trailer, right? I mean, you see them on the beach, you see them go to their beach house.
Yeah,
they're hanging out.
Sets up the trailer.
The little boy runs into the scary ass dude.
Runs into the scary dude.
I think earlier in the episode when I was talking about when shit hits the fan, this is the part where I was talking about. So when they're in the house, right? And she's trying to tell Gabe, the husband, she was like, look, I'm scared. I don't want to be here. Something happened in my past, and now I feel like it's coming back.
Right.
But leading up to that, we were talking about coincidences. I thought it was really dope how they play with the number 11 in this movie. Right. Right. So I think we could talk about it for a little bit. Number 11 happened when they're in the living room and Gabe is watching baseball.
Yep.
And then you hear the announcer say, "Oh, the Giants are tied in 7th inning, 11-11." Again, that's 11-11.
11-11.
She's with the kid in the room, right? You see the clock, 11-11.
Go in the bed, 11-11.
So then that's when she's like, "Oh shit's gonna hit the fan." You know, like she even she knows.
The dude at the flashback, he's holding the sign.
In the ambulance.
11-11, and then you see him when they're driving to the beach. He's in the ambulance, getting wheeled up to the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, 11-11.
11-11.
So I looked into it, and here's a passage. The Jeremiah 11:11. So I'm just gonna read it word for word. It is seen inscribed on a sign by a homeless man. We talked about that. You see it all over the movie. So the Bible translation that I found online was, "Therefore, thus says the Lord, behold, I am bringing a disaster on them which they will not be able to escape. Though they will cry to me, yet I will not listen to them."
Yeah, that's...
Is that what you got?
Yeah. I looked at like 4 or 5 different sources.
It was hard to find this shit.
And they were all variations of that. That's mainly the same thing.
So I guess stick to that, okay? We'll get back to the 11:11. But that's when shit started hitting the fan. Yeah,
that's when well, actually, before shit hit the fan, can we talk about Gabe and how he was trying super hard to get it?
All right, on a serious on a lighter note.
No, on a serious note.
Right. He's like, all right, I'll be in the magic room.
I'll be in the magic room.
Yeah.
And then when he like lays out on the bed, bro. That bed was so small though.
It was like a twin size bed.
It was like a twin size bed, and Gabe, just the actor that plays him, he's a big dude. Right. And so he was laying down on the bed, and he was like end to end, like he was on the whole bed. And then that's when the wife, Lupita's character, was like, "Oh, I want to go." And it's like, "Yeah, where are you trying to go?"
Ooh, yeah.
And he's like, he's trying to make this sex time work.
Right. She was all like, "Oh, let's get out of here. I want to go." And he was all just trying to get it.
Yeah.
Man, he even laid down. He was like, "What's up? Where you trying to like
where you trying to go?"
Bro, how hard did like that just stop for him?
Yeah. And then that's when fucking shit hits the fan. The lights cut.
Right.
And then they don't have a backup generator.
So their friends do.
Their friends do. So they're sitting in the dark.
Yeah.
And then that's when the rest of the trailer basically plays out. The kid comes into the room, says there's a family in the driveway.
Right. So as the man of the house, he has to like go out there and grab a bat.
And the first time he goes out there, he goes out there and he's like, "Excuse me, do you guys need something? Like, can I help you?" He's all nice.
Yeah.
And then he comes back in, right? He comes back in, gets the bat, and then he goes back out. And he just he flipped a switch.
Dude, that was so funny. He got all hard.
Yeah, he got all hardcore.
"I done told you, get off my property." Whatever the fuck he says. Yeah,
I told you, get off my property. If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy. And then that's when shit hits the fan.
That's when the little music comes in, and it's like she does a little tapping noise, and then they all spread out.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he goes inside. He's like, "Oh fuck, like it didn't work. Like, let's get out of here."
He's like, "Did you call the police?"
Yeah, and I thought it was funny how she's like, "Oh, they're 15 minutes away," and then he goes back inside. He's like, "Did you call the police?" "Yeah, they're 14 minutes away." Like, bro,
it's like 14 minutes.
Yeah. that was funny. And then that's when shit started happening. So I want to talk about when they met their tethered, the doppelgangers. I thought it was really cool how her voice, again, right off the bat, that's the thing I noticed the most. Her voice was very like, I haven't talked in so long and I'm gasping for air type, you know? Mm-hmm. That voice just like creeped me the fuck out. Like,
yeah, the voice alone is really well done.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. The more I thought about it was, I did think of that. It's like, well, she hasn't talked in about 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about it more with the information that we get at the end of the movie. Her vocal cords are probably messed up. So that's why she sounds so weird.
She hasn't used them.
Well, no, because they were crushed.
Oh, wait, why were they crushed?
Well, because that's how they... I guess, do you want to just talk about the main spoiler?
Oh, shit. All right, spoiler number one. Yeah, fuck it, we're diving in, yeah.
Main spoiler. At the end of the movie, when they reveal that they actually switch spots, they
show...
God,
that hold. Are you just going to throw that one out there?
Well, you said spoiler.
All right, yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
When they revealed that they switched spots, she chokes her until she was unconscious. So she was choking her, so her vocal cords probably got messed up.
You're right. The little girl chokes the other little girl.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. So like she hasn't talked in like 25 plus years, and her vocal cords were messed up, and she never got medical attention. So they probably just healed badly. Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably why she sounded so weird.
Yeah. I mean, her English was pretty well for like an 8-year-old. Like I just learned how to read type of shit. Like
yeah,
I thought it was cool. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah. So she was choked out, and then that's why it sounds like another thing I was thinking about, and this is probably not even it, but you know how long she's been down there that it's not really natural oxygen. Like she probably sounded all weird and gaspy because like she really hasn't been outside in a really long time, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I do.
So I like how all these things, like if you're looking for them, they play into why it sounded like that, but the voice was great.
Yeah, everything's so well written into the overall thing. But that story she tells, so this story that she tells in the living room when they first meet really like stuck with me, because it's like, you know, she tells them like, oh, when Gabe was like, what are you people, like who are you?
Yeah.
And she's like, we're Americans. Like that was the best, most creepy like response you could give them, because essentially they are Americans, and you learn this later that they're like, you know, they were I guess a government
project
gone wrong. But like in her head, like we're Americans, like we just live in the tunnels, like we're not you people, but we are Americans. And it was dope how she's telling her like, you know, while you guys are up here, we're down there. You know, we're your shadows, like you guys are doing this, we're doing that. Which I thought that was the whole story, but then as you go back into the last couple of 15 minutes of the movie, she goes into deeper detail on that story,
right?
How she's dancing and whatnot, like
and all that jazz.
But that first like initial like we are you story,
that first
was
meeting,
creepy as fuck, man. Like because you like that makes you think like, damn, is there like another person, like is there another Treto, like do they have a podcast, like you know, like
they have a podcast but it's doing super well?
Yeah. And we're the shitty ones that like we're stuck in this America right now. Their America's great, like they still got Obama and shit. Like
they made America great again.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly, and like us is like, are we the short end of the stick? Like
yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Which side of it are we on?
Exactly.
Yeah, so then that first meeting, I guess, then they you know, they separate out. So Gabe gets taken out into the boat that he buys, that dumbass boat.
Oh, that was funny, yeah.
With his doppelganger, his tethered, and they start battling it out. The girl, she gets told to run, and then her tethered follows behind her, and then the kids go play, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That was really cool, yeah. The way that like they just wanted to run around and like chase them, you know, like
and then, you know, the mom and the mom's tethered are left in the main room to talk, I guess.
Right. So what do you think? Do you think that the mom chained her up on purpose just because like that's what she did to her? Like
yeah, that's what I think. Which at the time it just seems really weird when you're at that point in the movie where she's like, okay, why isn't she tying everyone else up? Like that seems weird, you know? Yeah. But then when you get the full context of the movie, it makes so much sense. It's like, oh, okay, she's tying her up just like she did to her
right,
in the past.
That's crazy though, because if you think about it, it's like, how long did she wait to do that? You know, like she waited years to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't quite pay attention to it, but I don't know if you caught it. Was it the same chains?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, that would be dope if it was. I don't know.
I would imagine that it was.
Yeah, because they can't get chains down there.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, where are they going to get them from?
Yeah.
Which is actually an issue that I had. Where I was like, where the fuck did they get all these red suits,
bro? like at the end when they're like, all right, now it's time. Like, where the hell who made these red suits?
Yeah, it's like, who the fuck made all these? Where'd you guys get all these same pair of scissors? Like, did you guys call up fucking Costco?
Right? They're made out of fucking bunny. No, I was gonna say Birdman. No.
Birdman.
They're made out of bunny and shit. Although she did mention that, like, oh, while you guys got toys, like, we got sharp objects, sharp scissors to play with.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they got. I
guess they probably just had a whole bunch of them.
Maybe
laying around or something.
Some government shit. So that initial meetup was dope, man. I think they did a really good job with, like, introducing the tethered world, you know, like,
and that too, because that's exactly what it was. Like, it was literally just an introduction. Like that, everything that's shown in the trailer happened in like the first 40 minutes of the movie, maybe.
Right.
Because then that's what I thought the whole movie was going to be, revolve around, like them in that house trying to get away from their tethers or battling with their tether counterparts. But then maybe like not even 15 minutes later, they had escaped and they were on the boat and going over to the, what was their name? The White family?
I don't remember, but their friend, the white friends.
Yeah, to their friends' house to seek safety, I guess.
Right. And then that's where I was talking about the flow, because like once shit hits the fan, I was like, damn, this is it. Like, this is it. And then like, all right, now we're safe for a little bit.
Right, they're safe. And so that was confusing to me. I was like, huh, that's really weird. Because I thought that was going to be the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then we had been there for like an hour of movie time, and I was like, well, it's not an hour-long movie, right. So what's going to happen next?
Still got a whole chunk.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about how the reaction to the crowd, I don't know if people around where you were sitting had the same reaction, but once they're in the White House, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to call it the White House, but you know what I mean. Yeah. They're in the family's house, and then the white family has tethers too. Mm-hmm. The people around me were like, "Oh shit, they got them too!" You know? And then I was like, "Damn, okay." So I thought it was just gonna be like a black family thing, but so then everyone has them. You learn that everyone has them. But I thought it was dope how the tethers react or act a little bit like their counterparts, like the real people.
Right.
So when the dad, he's kind of like goofy and stuff, and like he doesn't want to like really do much.
He's kind of like a dick.
Yeah, like he's like a dick. He's like a douchebag. And then the mom, the white mom, is like she's all about like her beauty and her facial products and stuff. The two little girls are twins, and they're like doing somersaults and shit.
Yeah, they're like gymnastics or something.
Yeah, I thought it was dope how the tethers kill them off, man. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that part, I had some trouble with that actually, because everyone in the white family, so it's a mom, a dad, and the two girls. Yeah, they died in like a minute, like literally a minute of screen time. Yeah, I was like, so why did their tethers not fuck with them?
I think because of Lupita and
that's what I was thinking. Like, I guess Lupita, you know, obviously Lupita wanted to torture her counterpart, right? But as far as like the girl and the dad, like they didn't really kill. They just wanted to kill them. Like, they were no different than the other ones. So I'm guessing like Lupita told them, like, you know, fuck with them for a while. I guess
let's kind of torture them.
Let's milk this.
Which
thing.
If you're following along, we mean Lupita as in Adelaide. I don't want to confuse anybody.
Adelaide, yes.
Lupita is I think of Lupita. I think of fucking Black Panther. No,
I have a. I keep on forgetting Lupita.
Okay.
Or Adelaide. And I keep on remembering Lupita.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I think Adelaide, her doppelganger character, whoever the hell, was like, "Hey, let's fuck with this family. Yeah. Like, don't kill them yet.
Like, go ahead. Like, we're gonna kill them. Like, don't get me wrong.
But, and I think she was like thirsty for like that lifestyle. You know, like that like. Yeah, because why would the dad, Hank, or what's his name?
Gabe.
Gabe. His he had a counter name.
Counterpart. Tether.
Yeah. Anyway, why would he be on a boat? Like, you know, and why would the little daughter be running, chasing after?
Yeah, and I guess that's what confused me watching the film, because I'm watching them like, they're on the boat, the little girl's running after the girl, the kid is in the closet playing with the other kid, and the mom's just kind of dicking around, like fucking around with Lupita, or god damn it,
with Adelaide.
And then I see the white family, and they all just straight up kill them.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird, but in context, I guess that makes sense why.
Yeah. I do want to talk about that closet scene though. I would be so paranoid if myself was stuck in a closet with myself. Like, imagine, like, how do you even like react? But then that was important because Jason got to realize, hey, if I take my mask off, he's gonna take his mask off.
He got to see,
that was really important.
How they're linked. Yeah.
Right. So that was really dope. I did like the running scene. The little girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm referring to?
I think so.
With the guy that's sitting next to you.
Oh yeah, the guy sitting next to me in the theater. When the daughter gets told to run, and she starts running, the guy next to me is like, "Really? Like she's on the track team though?"
Half-assing that, like
he's just like half-assing that run.
Right.
He's like, "Bitch, you're running for your life."
Yeah, man, run faster. And then she stops, like, what? Why are you stopping?
She wasn't even sweaty.
Right. Oh, that was funny. I like how the white guy came out. He's like, "Hey, get off my car!" And then dead, like that.
Yeah, and then that was the first time that we saw one of the tether actually kill somebody.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they can actually when they're not fucking around, they can kill you in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. And yeah, that's exactly it. So yeah, when they're all there and everything's happening, I guess I could talk about it a little bit. What I didn't like though, and I think this is just me being like too realistic. Mm-hmm. So they're in the White House and they show up and they realize, oh, these guys are tethers too. Like, let's try to kill them. How does a little 8-year-old kid manage to hit someone with a rock and then kill them? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Maybe it was,
or even the girl with the golf club was like,
Well, the golf club one, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah, she's a little bit stronger. Yeah.
Well, I mean, have you ever been hit by a golf club?
No.
Like, those are some sturdy ass fucking clubs.
Dude, I liked how everyone started clapping though.
In our theater, everyone started clapping when the daughter started beating the shit out of one of the twins.
Yeah, that was funny.
I don't know. Maybe it was just a heavy rock.
Maybe. But I was just like, wait a second. That was weird.
Because I did think that was a little odd how she was just out.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she did come back though, so she didn't die. She just got knocked out.
Okay. Oh yeah, when she was on the table.
Yeah, because then ultimately the mom, Lupita, killed her.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give up. I'm referring to her as
Lupita. Adelaide's Lupita now.
Lupita's the main girl in the movie.
Yeah. So that was interesting. There was so many like little things I wanted to point out in that scene in that house. One of them being an important one. When
I think I know what you're gonna say.
When they play NWA or what?
Yeah.
So like, someone says, "Oh, call the cops" or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Now playing Fuck the Police," or like, yeah. And then Fuck the Police comes on, and they're like dying. People are killing each other, and you just hear "Fuck the Police." I think Jordan Peele chose that song on purpose. Like.
Yeah, I think it goes as much as you want to analyze it, because "Fuck the Police" is playing, which is a song about fuck the police.
Right.
It's about how people growing up in Compton, they feared the police. Like, they were just getting beat up by the police. Like, they were being treated as less than. Mm-hmm. And while that was playing, this white family was getting killed and dying. Yeah. So I feel that's what he was going for, maybe.
So like a reverse role?
Like a reverse role, because the song's about black people being oppressed by the police and getting killed and, being brutalized. Brutality. Brutality, yeah. And we were watching the opposite happen, I guess.
Yeah. I thought that was a really cool, like, little...
It was really cool. I enjoyed
placement, yeah. And then another thing I noticed in that whole movie... that whole house scene... was when Lupita goes back for the keys, right? Mm-hmm. And you see the son Jason come back to like look to help his mom.
For some reason,
they thought
he's
a badass. Yeah, Jason's a badass. Like at that point, he didn't give a fuck. Like he was just. So he comes back, and then that's when Lupita's killing the the
tethered
doppelganger,
mom,
right? But the
white
rage
mom.
she has, and I don't know if you noticed this, the rage she has when she's like stabbing her,
Yeah.
and then she has to turn that off immediately and go to Jason and be like, "Oh, like it's okay, like I'm your mom, like
I am your mother.
I'm your mother," like
Yes.
you know. And that was like, oh shit, where did that rage come from? Like,
Yeah, because she
yeah,
was.
that was.
She
It was
beating
almost
the shit
as
out
if
of
she was
him.
a whole different person.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Jason was like, "God damn," you know,
I was
like,
like, who the fuck is this bitch?
yeah. And then
Like,
I think that was the
shit.
first initial like,
I'm eating my food every day now.
right, yeah. You are not my mom, no.
Oh, to go back really quick because that just reminded me.
Yeah,
In the scene when they first get to their beach house and they're all eating, one of the things that stood out to me was the whole family was eating fast food, but Lupita was eating strawberries and she was eating like a salad and something,
oh yeah, that's
and
right.
everyone else was eating burgers.
Yeah,
So I thought that was interesting how even just from that they were kind of nudging that she's somehow different.
oh, so she's not really a true American because she doesn't eat fast food. No,
Well, yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like because everyone was eating more or less the same thing. They all had like a wrapper of a burger, they all had fries and a soda, and she was the only one there eating a strawberry.
yeah. You're
So
right.
even in the scene, the strawberry was red, and that was the only thing with that color. Like there was nothing blue, there was nothing green. That was that was the only
pointed out
bright
to you.
color in the scene.
Damn, I didn't even catch that one. Damn, that's a good one. Yeah. So maybe she knew like, hey, the government just fucking processes all this food and like,
You're eating rabbits.
yeah. Or she really cherishes her life and she doesn't want to fuck it up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because I mean,
which I feel like is one of the overarching themes of the movie that you never really realize how good you have it
until you're stuck in the tunnel.
until you're stuck in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Or someone from a tunnel's killing you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Damn, that's a good one. Yeah. Damn, that's dope. No, I'm all thinking about it, bro. There's so much, guys. There's so much in this film that you're just like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, and later I have a segment later on called a whole lot of This Is Wise, and I can't wait to get into that.
And then there was the part where they're finally leaving the white family's house.
Yeah,
and they get right after the mom had killed the doppelganger because she went in there to get the keys that they didn't get for the second time in the movie.
Oh, for real, yeah.
Which I kind of liked. I thought it was pretty realistic because you're running for your life. You know, you're not thinking, oh, let me make sure I got my wallet,
Right.
my keys, my cell phone.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get the fuck out of there.
Like that, like that Adam Sandler rap. Did you ever do
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Like that.
I'm all excited.
So I thought that was kind of funny. But the part that I didn't like was when they were in the car ready to leave and they were fucking debating over who gets to drive.
Dude, yeah. Like, why is that even a debate? You better get your ass out of the driver's seat. Yeah.
I feel like that was one of the few points in the movie that took me out of the movie experience.
Yeah.
Where I was just sitting there, I was like, okay, this is stupid. Like, in what world are people going to be debating who gets to drive when somebody that wants to kill them is after them?
Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Because that was like a minute. That was
like going back and forth.
Yeah, going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I killed two of them, so if anything, I should be driving.
Which I did like that head count.
Yeah.
Or the body count. When they were like, oh, well, I killed two. It's like, well, I killed three technically. And he was like, all right, cool. Yeah, but I did have here in my notes that if that was my daughter, I would have been like, you better get the fuck, like, you know, like, yeah, like
it was
just no debate. Why
it
are
was
you
really
gonna
out
let
of
her?
place for you have someone trying to kill you and you're going to debate on this.
Yeah. However, so right after that, when they finally run over the girl chasing them that's trying to kill them, they hit her and like she goes flying. She ends up in a tree. At first I thought it was weird, like another reason to like, why are you gonna get out of the car when Lupita gets out and she's like checking to see if she's all right. I thought that was weird, but then once I digested it, I was thinking, well, she's a tethered, so she's gonna go check on the tethered little girl,
right?
And maybe she was trying to save her so she could give her like the real lifestyle, like a real, like, give her an opportunity to live outside of the
tethered
the tunnels. And I thought that was really weird. So then you could tell she has a moment where like this girl's on her last breath, right, and she's dying. Lupita kind of goes up to her and like she wants to like touch her, like comfort her.
Yeah.
I thought it was really weird and I didn't really understand it, but then I got to thinking and I was like, damn, well, she wants a better lifestyle for a tethered girl. And then you also see that when they come across this daylight and they come across the boy with the fire, and you see him walking back towards the fire.
Right.
And then again, Lupita's like, shit, like, don't kill yourself. Like, I want to help you type of.
Yeah, which
you know?
that confused me, even in hindsight, with the whole thing. Because at that point in the movie, she didn't know that she was tethered.
What do you mean?
She didn't know yet. Because she didn't remember until the end of the movie.
No, she knew all along.
Did she know? That's the part, I guess, that I'm confused about. I thought she didn't remember that she was.
No, I understand. So from what I understood is that she knew all along, and she didn't want to go back to the beach house because she had that suppressed memory.
Well, a suppressed memory.
Oh, right,
something
but
you don't
no,
remember.
but no, I knew that. No, I knew that I was tethered. No, I feel like she did know because. Oh, you know what? Hold on, because at the smile at the very end, that made me think like, damn, she knew all along.
I don't know. I had understood that she didn't remember that they switched spots until the very end when she had killed her tether.
No, I don't know, man. That's a good one. That's a good debate.
Yeah,
because I felt like she was also like she always knew she was tethered. That's why, like, now that you brought it up, that's why she didn't eat junk food. That's why when the girl at the white lady at the beach was like, oh, what's wrong? Are you okay? And she's like, oh, I just always have trouble speaking.
Right.
Like, that's why, shit like, I don't know, when she was in the basement and, like, she saw herself as a little girl with the ballerina, shit like that. Like, she always had an excuse for something.
Oh, I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that might be, that would make those scenes make more sense, too.
Yeah.
Why she cared.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my understanding, and up until literally right now, was that she didn't remember that she was tethered. Like, so she had suppressed that memory.
Yeah.
Until at the end when she kills herself, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's when she remembered everything.
I feel like she see, this is why I feel like she knew, because again, she did have that connection with them where it showed that she cared. But also when her head's getting on, like, when her head was on the glass table and she's getting squished. You hear the little boy got trapped in the closet. Shout out R. Kelly. You hear him screaming, and then calmly she's like, "Oh, that's yours. Like, that's your boy."
Oh, that's
true.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, wait, what the fuck? Like, you're not just gonna tell the girl on top of you, "Hey, go get your boy." Like, you all calmly, like, no, man, that's weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but
that's another.
I thought that she knew the whole time.
Huh.
And then that's why she's trying to kill off this family, so she won't have to go back. So the secret won't be revealed.
Right. So she can continue living her life,
living her fake life. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Maybe I'm interested to see which way it goes. Actually.
Yeah.
So that my understanding was that she didn't know until the end.
Until the end, you're talking about the chalk room or the classroom with the chalkboard.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I want to get into that.
But
too.
that would make more sense in the movie if she did know the whole time. Okay, I like that.
Ooh,
I like that.
Okay. No.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go on to your next topic then.
Real quick, I wanna go into catching these Easter eggs, double meanings, and full circles. So we talked about this at the beginning. The commercial for Hands Across America.
Yep.
This shit is crazy because you don't realize that this would be a whole reason that these people would come up from the tunnels to do this. They did this shit to show that America was not helping those in need, but in fact forgetting and pushing away these experiments. Just like the main reason why they started that in 1986 was to raise money to help the poor and the needy, right?
Right.
I think she did a good job with using that to help the poor and the needy in the tunnels and fulfill that Hands Across America bullshit, you know?
Right.
Like, why else would they want to go up there and hold hands?
To make a statement. No.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think that was really cool. We did talk about Michael Jackson's Thriller shirt. The one big one that I was like, oh man, this shit was crazy. It was like mind blowing at the end. Was the tunnels, not the tunnel scene, the pier scene, right? Where the little girl's wandering off, but you see her look at all the Americans and all the white people like enjoying themselves, eating. They're on the rides, like they're having fun. It was dope to see. The tethered doing that in the tunnel.
Yep.
Yeah, and it showed like, okay, they're living their best life up here, but down here they're all miserable, but they're in the motions. They're doing everything that they're doing
mimicking.
up there.
Yeah, and that's Yeah, I know. There's so much.
That was such a brain like.
Yeah, because they're mimicking the actions of the privileged people, but they really don't know why, which just rings true, I guess, across the nation in so many levels. Like,
yeah, like people, and it sucks to say, but people that don't have a lot are trying to mimic
exactly
the people that do have everything.
Have a lot.
Yeah,
because apparently that's the dream,
and that's deep as fuck, man. And I think Jordan Peele did a really good job with like, so the people in poverty, Hands Across America, are the people in the tunnels mimicking the Americans that they want to be like.
Right.
And then that's why when she got asked, oh, what are you people? She's like, we're Americans. Because to them, they're really Americans.
Right, because they're trying to emulate what they see as the American dream.
Bro, man, I'm telling you, there's so much shit in this movie, man. And then that's the whole thing. When people are like, oh, is it good? Is it scary? Am I going to jump? It's like, it's so much more to just being like.
To being scared.
Yeah. All right, I'm glad I got that one out. I was holding that one in, bro. Yeah,
because you can breathe now, man.
That scene was so trippy, man. And then you even see like the guy with the 1111 on his head. Oh, he's doing the motion. He's holding up a sign.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to go into detail, her as Adelaide as a little girl, the tethered girl was given a Thriller shirt too, but hers was very generic and very like bland.
Yeah.
And it didn't have the Thriller logo. It didn't have Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The colors were similar, but it was very.
It looked visually similar.
Yeah, but she got the downgraded version of it, And then her dad was still a drunk, like but it was crazy, bro. Like that whole scene tripped me out because I was like, damn, that's like the American lifestyle just on a lower
budget
scale. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, cool. Well, folks, that was it for today. I wanted to talk about that so much. All right. So yeah, that was an Easter egg that I found. And then so let's go back to the Jeremiah 11.
Uh-huh.
So I got here that while there's no such godly authority figure in the movie Us, it reads more clearly from the perspective of Adelaide. Adelaide is pissed that Red got to live the life above surface and a family while Adelaide dwelled in the darkness, gave birth to monsters, and sold his husband. Abraham was his name.
Abraham, yeah. What do we call him? Gabe?
Gabe, yeah. Well, no, Abraham was the tethered. Gabe was the real one.
Ah.
Yeah, come on, right? Just follow along. No. So what I guess what that Jeremiah 11 quote that we had where the Lord says, I'm bringing disaster, but they won't be able to help.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that he's talking about Adelaide. Like,
right.
Adelaide's going to bring disaster to the people up above, but she's not going to be able to help them, And I thought that's what 11:11 meant throughout the whole film.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's crazy too. No, all right, that one wasn't as crazy too. That one wasn't as crazy, but I thought that was a good Easter egg. And yeah, I think that was pretty much the gist of the Easter eggs. Is there another one that you found that
I'm trying to think if there was one that I didn't?
Yeah,
that you didn't cover, but I think that's about it. And if anything comes up to me while we're still recording, I'll say it. Everything else, I guess, are just nitpicks at the movie or questions. Or you had a part that you wanted to say about questions or why this is or why is that?
Oh yeah, so I had a whole segment, but we kind of covered it throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
I had a segment called A Whole Lot of This Is Whys.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a cool way to call it. Yeah. So here, I'll just skim through them real quick. A whole lot of This Is Whys. This is why Red, the tethered Adelaide, was the only tethered able to talk.
Right, because she was actually born on the surface and taught language.
Right. Yeah. This is why she kept her Hands Across America shirt.
Right, because, yep.
Mm-hmm. This is why
I'm hot.
This is why I'm hot. I don't got to rap. This is why the underground people let her be the leader.
Because she was from the above world.
Exactly. Yeah. Ooh, okay. I like this back. Okay, cool. This is why Adelaide was so scared to go back to Santa Cruz.
Because she knows that's where her double is at.
Yeah. This is why the white lady was making remarks on her skin touch-ups on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, talking about that Adelaide had perfect skin, this and that, she looked so young. Then when the white lady's doppelganger had Adelaide tied up in the room, this is why she was cutting her skin.
Yep.
Which I think she was trying to use Adelaide's face as a mask to try to mimic
I think that's where she was going with it.
Yeah. Which, to come full circle, have you seen the new J. Cole music video for Middle Child?
I haven't.
So there's a scene in the movie, or in the music video, where a white lady's in a grocery store, and you know how like the meat section, there's packages of meat. Yep. Well, instead of packages of meat, there's black faces being sold.
Okay.
And then you see the white lady grabbing one as if she's gonna buy a face.
A face.
So that's kind of like the similarity.
Okay. I get you.
Oh shit! I got more. Hold on, I got like 10 of these.
Oh shit! I got a whole back page.
Yeah.
When you find out that the test is double-sided,
right? You thought you were done? No. Another one. This is why Adelaide knew what to do in certain situations, which we kind of covered that.
Right.
When to get out of the car, where to go once she got to the Mirror Funhouse at the end. How did she know where to go? That was a big. She kept going down like.
That's true.
Yeah,
that would make more sense than if she knew she was a Tez the whole time.
Yeah. She found the escalator.
I took it as there's really only one way down there. So if you keep on going, you'll eventually get there.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Continue.
She kept going down. And then we kind of talked about this one. Adelaide sort of started caring about the doppelganger children in a way when the evil daughter stuck on the tree. We talked about that. The kid backs up into the fire. Let's see. Last one. Oh, so the last one I wrote. This one's important, guys. If you took anything away from this movie, this is what you want to take.
It's gonna be stupid. Isn't
it? This is why the daughter didn't want to continue doing track and field. She fucking sucks at running. I would have been gone, boy. Bro.
That's probably why she didn't want to keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone on the team was probably better than her.
Exactly. Shit. All that lifestyle.
All that training.
So I guess final thoughts and ratings on Peele's sophomore film. I guess we could close it there.
Sure. You want me to... I got so many questions though.
Oh shit, well let's go. No.
This is why I'm hot. Well, I guess not. Yeah, hopefully maybe you can justify these a little bit for me, because there were some points in the movie that stood out to me, especially because everything else in the film was so tight together.
Right.
So like the Hands Across America thing, you saw it in the beginning, you see it in the end. The thing with the handcuffing, you see it. That's what she did to her, so she does it back. The part with the kid, he's mirrored with each other's and all that. Just all this stuff that matches up, and everything has a reason. So the things that didn't have a reason or anything that was explained stood out to me. Such as how, and we already talked about this one, how when we see the other doppelgangers, like they're not fucking around. They just show up, kill their above surface doubles, and that's it.
Yeah.
Where, the family was messing with them.
Yeah.
But we kind of covered that, so that makes sense. The question about how these got created, it comes up, but they never really explain it. Like they never talk about what the purpose was.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just leaving it open ended. Like maybe Peele wants to make a second part to this where we go into that.
Ooh, maybe
that's why he didn't touch on it
and go into the real government.
Into like how this came to be or whatever.
I think the way the flow. And again, going back to the flow of the movie, if they would have gone into explanation as to why the government shut down this project or anything that had to do with the government, really, because you don't see government agents down there.
I completely agree.
I think
with
that would, that would have been like a side.
It would have taken you out of the flow,
right? And I don't think that was necessary. I think just explaining, hey, we're a government that we got reproduced soulless, and then they shut it down.
Yeah, I agree with you on that explanation.
So them shutting it down was like, oh, that makes sense. They're all living in the tunnels. And, yeah.
It just, because everything was so tight, that bothered me. But I know if they took time to explain it, it was going to make the movie worse.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So that was good on them too.
The big one that got me was the mimicking with the doubles. So like we see it, the kid when he's with his double in the closet, and they're like literally mirror images of each other. He moves his mask, he moves his mask up, he moves his hand around, he's moving his hand. He plays with the lighter he has on his fingers. He lights a match. They're like the same thing. Yeah. In the first meeting that they have in the living room, the dad, he fixes his glasses, and then the double starts doing it once he sees him do it. The white family, their doppelgangers have the mannerisms of the person. Yeah. And even in the scene again where the kid, he gets out and he walks backwards, which forces the tethered to walk backwards into the fire, essentially killing himself.
Yeah.
And the scene where they're showing the above ground and below ground, so like the people on the
my favorite scene.
Yeah, the people on the roller coaster. They're on the roller coaster. They're like yelling. They have their arms up and stuff. And then the people downstairs, they're standing in a room together with their hands up for no reason.
Yeah.
The couple that's feeding each other ice cream or whatever, you see the couple feeding themselves the rabbit underneath, which we actually didn't. They eat rabbits.
Yeah. What was up with the rabbit? Yeah. I want to know why they eat rabbits. Like, who got to pick the food?
I imagine that they picked rabbits just because rabbits reproduce quickly. And I imagine the rabbits are clones too.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so
they could just reproduce
their
food.
Yeah, an endless food source essentially.
Yeah. Because even at the beginning of the movie, the whole like rabbit
big ass wall,
and we didn't know why. Like,
So all of that, they show that they're linked. And even when Lupita's character is talking and says, you know, you got married, I had to get married, you had a kid, so I had to have a kid.
Yeah. C-section.
I had to cut myself. All of that stuff. Yeah. So it made the question for me, how much does that link matter? Because clearly it goes two ways, right? Like when the actual person does it, so when the rest of the family is doing it, their tether copies it.
Right.
And when Lupita's character, the one that we find out is the tethered, when she's doing something, the original her is doing it down below. So like the ballerina thing. When she's out there dancing, they make it a big point that she's also performing down below.
Ooh.
So clearly they're linked, right?
Right.
And when what one does, the other does.
Yeah.
But clearly the one above the ground isn't killing themselves. So where does that distinction come?
So what you're saying is if the tethered downstairs kills himself, then shouldn't the one upstairs kill themselves?
Well, yeah, that too. Because they, at several points in the movie, they're showing how they are mirror images of each other. Yeah. But then sometimes they're not. So like sometimes Lupita's running away and her doppelganger is chasing her, or like her doppelganger is stabbing her.
Yeah.
But she's not stabbing her. So like they're linked, but my question is how does that link work?
Because you can turn it on and off.
You can turn it on and off, it seems like.
Right.
But obviously it's against their will based on that story that Lupita tells. Like she was forced to have a kid. Like she was forced to have this other girl.
Yeah.
But then she can, out of her own free will, get up, go get her kid out of the closet, or she can
snap out of it.
How does that work, I guess? That's the biggest question that I have.
Yeah, they didn't really explain all that. The whole linkage was cool and all, but like, yeah, you're right. Like, if
it was convenient, I guess.
Yeah. It's only convenient when they wanted it to be, because
like
now I could back him up into the fire, but like how did he get there? And I was sitting in the car the whole time. You know, like,
so that kind of stuff was the biggest question that I had that wasn't answered or explained in any way.
Ooh, you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
So that was my one big gripe with the movie, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good one, because you're right. It was only convenient for them to be linked at certain times.
Yeah, it was only like plot convenience.
And then, which doesn't make sense. So if the tethered up above was doing ballet, why was Lupita doing ballet down there?
When she's the real one.
Shouldn't she be able to do whatever the hell she wants?
Right.
And then the verses or the roles were reversed
for everyone else.
My man. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah. That's so I'm hoping we get some kind of explanation to that. So I'm really interested in that. And that plays in heavily with why did these doubles exist? Because maybe that'll explain how they're linked and why they mimic each other sometimes and sometimes they don't.
Ooh, or maybe that's why the government project was shut down, because they realized, they're not linked all the time. They're only linked when they want to be linked.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe that was the flaw that shut down the project.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Which could lead into, well, why would we need doubles?
Mm-hmm.
Why was the government making soulless, copies of everyone for war purposes? Because then if my doppelganger's out at war, I'm chilling here, I'm good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's a main question I had, but I don't know, maybe they'll explain it. Maybe Peele's idea is to make another movie that talks about it. Maybe there's a part 2 coming. I don't know.
Would you go watch the part 2 if there was one?
I would definitely go watch it.
Ooh, look at that. Okay, so 1 out of 10 golden scissors. What are you rating this film?
I would give it 9 golden 8.5 golden scissors.
Ooh, so one hand, like the screw
One
fell
half
off,
of
and
it.
you got one half of the. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Was it because they didn't answer that question, or?
Yeah, because it's a good movie through and through. There's a lot of thought put into it. I didn't think it did anything revolutionary,
Right.
but it did everything really well. The acting was good, the shots were good, the story was good. They did a good job at changing it. So, the first part, I thought it was like a home invasion movie, them versus their counterparts.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh no, by the way, everyone else has one. And
Yeah.
then, oh, by the way, this is done by the government. So like it kept on getting bigger. The scope of the movie kept getting bigger.
Oh, by the way, the girl you thought was a real girl is actually a doppelganger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff, it did everything really well, but I don't think it did anything that I hadn't seen before. But everything that it did it like top notch.
Ah, good shit. Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely will give this 9 out of 10 scissors. My first reaction though, when I left the theater, was 12 out of 10.
Yeah.
I even texted my girlfriend. I was like, "Oh man, this is 12 out of 10." And now that I got to digest everything, there were some parts where I was just like, "Huh, okay, it was good, but it wasn't perfect."
Right. And that's where I am, because coming out of the theater, I remember telling you, like, I don't know if I like it or not. I was like at a 5. I was like at a 5 or a 6.
So then you went up.
I went up just thinking about it more and like actually having time to think things through and talk about them and stuff. And like writing down my bullet points for this, I was like, oh, well, this is cool. So I started liking it more the more I thought about it.
Yeah, good shit, man. The one thing I did take away from all of this was that I didn't know the difference from a horror film and a psychological thriller. And I think now that I'm getting more experience to these scary movie bullshit, like now I'm like, okay, this is a psychological thriller. Like I would definitely label it a psychological thriller and not a horror demon, like scary ghost movie.
Gore-driven movie.
So yeah, man, good shit. I definitely love the movie. Jordan Peele did a really good job. Everybody did a really good job. Cameraman, the guy serving the hors d'oeuvres,
fucking guy at Craft Food Services.
Yeah, all of them. The guy that like holds people off so they won't.
Yeah, the guy operating the fucking boom mics.
All in all, I can't wait for the next one. Did a really good job.
Yeah.
Sophomore is the most critical, like anything that has to do with a sophomore project,
sophomore album.
That's when people are gonna look at you like, all right, were you a one-time wonder? Like,
because the idea is like anyone can hit lightning in a bottle,
right?
Like it just happens.
But can you do it twice?
Yeah.
So he's not a fluke. I think he's a really good writer.
I think he's legit. I'm really. This also got me really excited to see what he's gonna be doing with the Twilight Zone.
Ooh, CBS, April. Damn it, it's in April.
It's in April.
Yeah.
Because this is like right up the alley of a Twilight Zone episode. It's just a movie,
a big ass Twilight episode.
Same thing with Get Out. Like that could be a really good Twilight episode.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what else he's got planned.
Damn, that's dope. I think he's the perfect guy for that then.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna be a good fit after seeing Get Out, but now after seeing this, I'm like, okay, this is just how his mind works. Like, he's gonna be perfect for it.
Damn, I'm excited for that too now. Damn, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're gonna watch Twilight Zone after this. No.
The retro Twilight Zone.
Ooh, to build up for the. Nah, fuck that. That shit's still scary. I still want to watch that. Remember you tried to get me into that a couple years ago?
Oh my god, it's so good though.
Nope.
But it's so much scarier now.
Now that it's real.
Well,
realistic.
Well, and then shot in black and white. It's so old. Most of the actors and actresses in the episodes from the original series are dead. So you're watching a bunch of dead people.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That's really creepy. Yeah, good shit, man. Thank you guys for rocking with us. This is another episode of TretoWithOutARadio. I am Treto, you already know. This is Renee from the other day. And we watched Us. We all watched Us.
Yeah, we watched Us, and now you watched Us.
So watch us on YouTube at TretoWithOutARadio. And listen to us on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you really want to mess with us. Thank you guys, and definitely go watch this movie if you haven't yet. If you have, though, I mean,
if you haven't if you haven't heard it yet, if you haven't seen it yet, and you're watching this part, something's off.
Something's off. Yeah. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next weekend with another episode.
All right. Cool.